Yo, what is up, everybody? I am the Last Man Standing, and today I'm going to be showing you all of the Easter eggs that I have found in the Outer Rim DLC maps. So these are only the Outer Rim DLC maps, not any of the other ones. If you want to see other Easter eggs, I will put links down in the description to some of my older videos that show some other Easter eggs from some other maps, including the one that you see here, and a few of the other free ones, and all the ones in the main game. So if you want to see more Easter eggs like that, go ahead and check the description. But this video here is only Easter eggs for the Outer Rim, so without further ado, let's get into this Easter egg video. So guys, this first Easter egg that I have for you guys is on the Palace Garage map, and if you head to the very back of the map, you can actually find in a blocked off hallway a bunch of sleeping or dead Gamorrean guards. Most likely sleeping. I'd hope they're not dead, that'd be a little sad, but you can find some Gamorrean guards chilling out, taking a nap, or doing whatever in the back. They are 3D models, they're not little 2D models like the Tusken Raiders, and they're all just pretty cool. A really neat little thing that they decide to add into the game. And now this second Easter egg is actually found in the Jabba the Hutt's Palace map, not the Palace Garage map, but in this map you can actually find, of course, Jabba the Hutt's throne room, and really this map would not be complete without it, but I just think it is pretty cool that they decide to include little things like this from the movie. It is exactly movie accurate, it's really neat. It even has a little trapdoor that leads down into the Rancor pit. It also has Jabba's little food stand in the back, and everything is actually movie accurate in this little room all the way down to the lighting. It's just so incredible how much detail they've put into these maps, and it even includes Han Solo in Carbonite, although now he is no longer in Carbonite, and you can also see the head of a Tauntaun and some other creature on both sides of the Carbonite block, I guess you could call it. And because Han Solo is no longer in Carbonite, and because the Rancor is actually dead in the Rancor pit, that lets us know that this is actually all taking place right after the events of Episode 6. So if you head through the trapdoor and down to the Rancor pit, you can find the big door and the dead Rancor, whose corpse is just laying on the side of the Rancor pit. Kind of sad, but kind of cool at the same time. And you can also climb up on top of them, and if you have a jetpack, fly up through the broken part in the floor of the throne room and make it in through there. Also, if you head through the doorway of the Rancor pit and into this separate little room, you can see that for some reason this separate room has been barricaded off by loads of metal, just random pieces of metal, and it seems like this is also a prison where you can actually find some Gamorrean guards. Looks like there's one that's pretty grumpy in there, and another one just sleeping. And then you can also find one banging on the side of what appears to be the door to this cell, trying to get his friend to open up the door, but he is just not having it. This is another really cool thing with the Gamorrean guards, and these guys are actually animated and do move. They're not like the other ones who are all sleeping or dead in the last map. So if you want to check those guys out for yourself, that is your way to find them. Also, if you head up these stairs and then take a left, you can actually find the cell that Chewbacca and Han Solo were kept in Jabba the Hutt's palace. It is open to you. It's the only cell that's open to you. And if you look up, it's even got the little spinning fan. It's pretty cool how much detail they do put into all of these maps. It's really insane. And heading on from here, if you continue down the pathway and take a left, you can also find the droid torture room that R2-D2 and C-3PO get sent to work for Jabba the Hutt. In here you can find a bunch of random droid parts, which are pretty cool to look at, some very odd machinery, and even the little droid torture stations that you see in the Return of the Jedi. Now these are all also very movie accurate. In the back you can even see the medical droid. And the last cool thing about this room is, of course, EV-99, who is the droid supervisor for Jabba the Hutt, who of course oversaw all of the droids and gave R2-D2 and C-3PO their brand new jobs. Now if you head out this room and go to the very front of the map where the large door entering Jabba the Hutt's palace is, you can actually find the last Easter egg that I want to show you guys. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention is that on your way to this Easter egg, you can actually find the massive drum that was played in Jabba the Hutt's courtroom in Return of the Jedi. So guys, the last Easter egg for you guys is something that was not in the movies at all, but it was kind of funny that developers decided to add in, and that is a mud bath for Jabba the Hutt, because of course Jabba the Hutt every once in a while does need a bath, and because he is a massive disgusting space slug, he wouldn't have a normal bath, so instead he has a mud bath, and they decide to include a room in Jabba the Hutt's palace for that specific purpose, because when they decide to make Jabba the Hutt's palace, they decide to really flesh it out and add a few more extra rooms, like a lot of the rooms that you do get to fight in and stuff like that, on top of the ones that you do see in the movie. And those rooms include a massive generator room that powers Jabba the Hutt's palace, a little chill out room for all of Jabba's guests, and of course the room I just showed you. Next we have one of the coolest Easter eggs in Star Wars Battlefront, and that is on the Star Wars Battlefront refinery map. You can find inside the trash compactor slash garbage room a living Dianoga, which is basically the same creature that grabbed Luke Skywalker in the trash compactor in Episode 4 on the Death Star. So these creatures love to live in trash, which is why they're actually in this room, and it makes sense that they'd be in here, and it is just a really cool nod to the original trilogy and to Episode 4. And the last Easter egg I have for you guys is a nod to the prequel trilogy, and because this is a factory you can find a lot of factory elements that you can also find in the Geonosian droid factory of the Attack of the Clones. And one of these is the massive hanging barrels filled with fire and melted metal that are reminiscent of the one that Queen Amidala gets trapped in. You can even find one that has fallen onto the ground with all its contents spilled out, which is reminiscent to how Queen Amidala escaped from them before they get filled up with fire and metal. So guys, those are all the Easter eggs that I have for you today, and if I missed any, please be sure to let me know down in the comment section down below. If you thought any of these were really awesome and really cool, please be sure to hit that like button, and be sure to hit that subscribe button also while you're down there. It really means a lot and also helps you guys to keep up with everything that I'm posting. Now, hopefully in the future, I'm going to begin doing some videos on No Man's Sky, which is a brand new game coming out pretty soon in June of this year, and I'm really looking forward to this game. Of course, I want to continue playing Star Wars Battlefront and playing a lot of Star Wars games, but eventually I want to start playing some other games besides Star Wars games, although this channel will always remain a Star Wars gaming channel. And that's it for me. Peace, and may the Force be with you.